I'm Brandon.
I'm Steven, and we have special guest.
Hi, I'm Anna. Sorry, I'm still laughing about
Welcome to the BS show. We can't stop laughing today because today we're going to be talking about habits, hobbies, and hot dogs.
Habits, hobbies, and hot dogs. And unfortunately, we do not have any hot dogs here, which I've been complaining about for.
But Brandon did have some yesterday, and we caught him while we were running in the rain.
This is true. They caught me being fat. I was at a Korean corn dog place and didn't think I would see anyone. And it's funny because the way it actually happened is my friend had called me to inform me. He's like, dude, are you guys pulling a prank on me? Because I see your co-host from the podcast walking up towards the corn dog place. Were you guys planning this without me? No. And I was like, no, absolutely not. And then you came in right as he told me
But
that.
no, I only came in because I saw you through the window. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, that's Brandon. And I was like, hi.
I was so confused because I was just trying not to get like my hair and makeup wet. I was like, what's going on?
Dude, it was raining.
We weren't even going there. We were going to a liquor store.
Yeah.
Because it was Anna's aunt's birthday and we had to pick up a bottle for her.
Okay, good.
And we ended up with 4 bottles for ourselves.
Oh, lovely.
And
everyone's birthday.
Yeah. So we ended up getting the bottle, and then that was the way we ran into you. It was the funniest thing. And you were over there with the hot dog. And then we found you afterwards in the fucking corner with him, just like eating.
Oh no, it wasn't even eating. I was like holding like stuff because I was getting ready. I was gonna take all that back so my family could try it. And I was just like, damn, they didn't give me a bag or anything. I was just holding it in my hand. It's raining. I have my umbrella, and I was like, this is uncomfortable. It sucked. Horrible situation. But they were okay. You know, I didn't hate them. I didn't love them.
I didn't like them when I did.
You didn't like them?
No.
I think we need to retry it because we also went during a super busy time.
I think we just have high standards.
Oh, maybe that too. I don't know.
Because like I said earlier, it's one of those things where it's like the hot dog and the corn dog, whatever, it was unseasoned and unflavored.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I don't like that you have to add condiments. Like, here's the weird part. It's like, I'm one of those steak guys. I'm one of those guys that likes a steak. I don't want no fucking A1 sauce. I don't want no sauce on my steak. I want no condiments. I am extremely judgmental. I judge people the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
When I see them put ketchup on steak, I'm just like, why? Like, who did you wrong in your life that...
so you like to like bask in the flavor of
ketchup
yes.
is good with steak.
No, I don't give a shit. You put ketchup on bad steak. If your steak needs ketchup to taste good, that's a bad steak.
I put mayonnaise on my steak.
The fuck?
I won't have any steak unless there's mayonnaise on it. And a little bit of cereal. But that's just me. And that's my habits, hobbies, and hot dog.
I mean, like, one of our biggest hobbies is that we're foodies. So, like, we eat a lot. And because of that, that's why...
The standards are a little bit, like, elevated.
Yeah, because we've been to, like, really high restaurants. We've been to, like, really good places. And so, like, you know... I told you about this place. It's the Japanese barbecue called Futagu in the middle of the city. And we had Wagyu beef, but like A5, I think it was. Like whatever, the top best one that you could have. So good. And it ruined steak for me.
Yeah, I couldn't eat steak for a month after.
Yeah.
And then we went to that skirt steak place, which was good. But my only complaint about it was that wait.
Yeah. It was a long ass line because there's no reservations.
2 hours.
It's just like first come, first serve.
2 hours.
But it was 2 hours and at least good food because we've been on a 2-hour wait for no food.
Yes, I remember that because of somebody's recommendation.
Oh God, I'm gonna put these people on the spot. It's Brooklyn
Canceled.
Brooklyn Chop House.
Okay.
It's in downtown by Pace University. We went there because it was restaurant week, and let me preference this: we got there early. There was not many people or any people in the restaurant, and I swear to you, I think they forgot our order for a good 2 hours.
I don't think they forgot our order. I think what happened was because we were ordering off the restaurant week menu, they mixed up the orders, and obviously a lot of people were ordering the same thing. So I think our order ended up going to another table.
Yeah, the table right behind us or something. But either way, so we waited 2 hours and stuff for shitty food. At the table.
Oh, I was thinking.
You know what? That's happened to me at fucking.
No, Queen's Comfort is different.
That's fucking happened to me at Buffalo Wild Wings, which I hate Buffalo. I don't think I've told you guys, but I have like.
You've told me. You haven't told me.
I have like a whole DM going with Buffalo Wild Wings where I threaten them all the time because I fucking hate them. Like I'll actually read you guys. So that's my hobby actually. Harassing Buffalo Wild Wings.
I feel like you're one of the. It's like Bear Burger. Like they were good when they first opened and have progressively just gotten worse.
I'm sorry for everybody who's watching this. That's not from New York. These are all New York restaurants except for Buffalo Wild Wings.
Here's like this is when it first started. I sent a picture and then I put Chili's is superior in every way to you guys. Get it together on the dead looks in them. October 19th. Yo, y'all train the people out at Outback because their service is equally as bad. November November 17th. You white-collared folk at the Buffalo Wild Wings headquarters need to go to Arugas and learn by them. They know how to treat people like people. Their bathrooms work too. Get it together, please and thank you. November 28th. Sup, fuckers? I'm at Bonchon currently eating some fries that beat your fries into the dust. Step your game up before you get left behind, you nerds. I'll really punch the next Buffalo Wild Wings establishment I see. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I have anger issues and maybe I shouldn't go. But I have so many good reasons as to why.
Which one do you specifically go to the same one?
I go to different ones and I get equally bad service in everyone I go to.
I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. But like pre-COVID, they weren't that bad. But then COVID hit and it went to absolute shit.
No, I've been having horrible experiences since high school.
Really?
Yeah. I used to go like so often, and like the worst experience by far was with my like group of friends right now. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings in College Point, and
that one's bad.
That one's horrible.
Yeah, that's the one that
and
we
I thought
used to go
Forest
to.
Hills was horrible. That one is horrible.
I always went to the Forest Hills one. I mean, it was slow service, but like the food was decent and stuff.
Yeah, slow service for sure. Because there was one day where I waited 2 hours, and I was sitting at a table with my girlfriend and my friend, like my girlfriend at the time. We waited there for 2 hours until I was like, is anyone going to come and serve us? And he's like, oh, I didn't realize this was my table. And it's like, we're the only fucking table here.
Oh my God.
We were the only table in like an empty room of tables. And no one came up to us and like, no, we were just chilling. I don't actually want food. I'm here for the little arcade you have right there, actually.
And to watch the TV screen.
And there's no TVs.
No TV?
In that area, it was hard to see anything. So it was kind of like upsetting.
Be like, we're watching like swimming, which I don't care for. Like,
so upsetting. And then they brought us mediocre food, and then after that, I was like, I fucking hate Buffalo Wild Wings. And I think that's where the DM started when I started messaging them. Then College Point was the one that pushed me over the edge, where I was just like, we ordered food, and it was like 3 hours of waiting for the food because they had given all of our food to a wrong table, and then they let the table keep it, and then the table ate it, and then we had to wait like an extra like 40 minutes for our food to get out. There were no waiters attending us the entire time. They were just like sitting down all over the place. We went like one of our friends went to the bathroom. Bathroom was like disgusting. There was an apron on the bathroom. Like
somebody quit right there.
Someone
like,
quit, or they were wanting us to cook the food. I don't know. But at that point, it would have been better if one of us just picked up the apron and just.
See, I don't understand because all like their wings are just Tyson nuggets.
Yeah.
With sauce.
So it's like, what can you possibly be doing in the back? Like, just put it in the microwave. Like. Anyway. All right.
So back to the main point. So one of our hobbies is eating at different places, and because of that, we have very high standards now.
Which makes sense. It's
and even for service in this case, it is. We have a higher.
Like, why go back to mediocre at that point?
Yeah.
We have to because it's cheap and
that is true. That is true. That is very
expensive.
True. All right,
but
I am going to be extremely disrespectful to this podcast right now. I need the bathroom so bad.
Go for it.
Go. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Keep it going. I'll be back.
So where did we leave off? I think I went through my rant, and you guys were talking about how you guys are foodies.
Yeah, so we're still talking about habits, hobbies, and hot dogs. So
and the last thing I said was it's kind of hard to go from that to like mediocre. Then you said that no, it is just because it's cheaper, which makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like we've also had a lot of bomb food that was like from a cart.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing.
I mean, the best food is the restaurants and the carts that don't even have the health grade symbol. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't have any, you know the food is good.
Like the Chinese food that has like the faded like menus.
Yeah.
On the,
yeah.
Like, I always like going to those places, or like the kids behind the counter.
But those are those.
That's my Chinese.
But I'm talking about like if you know you're going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And like you have to be semi nice dressed and
things
like that.
Yeah, so you should expect something of a higher caliber.
So those are the type of places that we kind of like. It wasn't worth it. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it's like. We have like kind of 3 different kinds of categories, like not come back again. It's like, I would eat this food again, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it. And I would go out of my way for it. Like those are our 3 categories. So it's like, no, if it's there, definitely go there again.
Like,
which is good
Ichiran is one of those for us.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would go there again, but only if it's like nearby. And it's like, I happen to be there. I would do it again. But am I going to go out of my way for it? No.
Okay, fair. So I guess that's a beautiful part of having like being a foodie as a hobby. You get to like do all this, and then you also get to explore like the cheaper aspects of it, and you guys get to find good food too, like cart food and stuff of that sort. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
It's definitely hurts our pockets.
Oh, absolutely. But what doesn't at this point? At least it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to eat. So might as well like find cheap good food or expensive good food. Why not? You have to do it anyway.
No, but then it sucks when the food is bad.
True.
Because then you're like, damn it, I wasted all this money.
That is true. That is true. That is like,
or it's
that's
like we wasted all this time. We waited a long time.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's like a whole build-up. It's not even like a regular like.
You realize after a while that like being a foodie, a lot of it is like I'm gonna say it's like 60% the food and 40% the service, and if this or like maybe 50-50 even, because if the service is crap and the food is good, it still takes away from the experience, and you're gonna be like, you know what, maybe it's not that worth it.
Yeah, because it's like at some point it's like I wish I was in a good mood trying this food.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, the waiter threw water at my face and said, "What the fuck do you want?"
I still can't get over that one waiter for one of our anniversaries.
So yeah, for one of our anniversaries, the restaurant is good though.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been there multiple times.
Yeah, but I don't want to put them on the spot. I don't want to put. They're too nice. They're too nice to be put on the spot for this one thing.
Don't.
But we were looking at the wine menu because we wanted to be extra fancy, and I like wine.
I love wine.
And
I hate wine.
she doesn't like wine.
Interesting.
But then I remember what happened was we were asking the guy for recommendations, and I remember I was like, I want this kind of red wine, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, this was a good one. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. She's like, so Anna doesn't like alcohol. She likes alcohol, but she doesn't want to taste the alcohol. She'd rather taste whatever is mixed with the alcohol over the alcohol.
Okay.
So she's like,
because I like Bellinis, Moscatos, cocktails.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but the cocktails have to be sickly sweet and cover the taste of alcohol.
I like gimlets, which are sour.
I guess.
Okay.
If the main flavor can't be alcohol.
Yeah. I just don't like that alcohol burn.
So
fair. Yeah.
So her go-to sentence is like, what is a good cocktail that you don't taste too much alcohol or that is really sweet? And the guy looked at her and was like, okay, well, we have this drink that's really good, but if you want more of an adult drink, then you can go for this one.
And then he asked to see my ID right after it, and then I was just like,
if you want more of an
by the way,
adult
we're
drink.
like 23 or something, man.
I think we were 24.
We're 24.
Oh my God, the fucking.
It wasn't like we were just turning 21.
And he only carded me though.
He didn't card me. No.
That's fucking funny. That's fucking hilarious, actually.
I was just like, sir. No, but he was, aside from, like, it was a very jokey. But it's like, I always remember that. Anytime we go somewhere to order a drink, and then I'm always just like,
If I want an adult drink.
It's funny because it took me like such a long time to figure out what her alcohol of choice can be. And it's tequila, but that's only for shots. But for cocktails, it's actually gin, because gin actually, when you mix gin with other things, you don't
taste it
at all.
You don't taste
smooth.
gin. Yeah, exactly. And especially if you have good gin, then it's like it's
then
very
you don't taste
and
it.
it's an undertone.
An aromatic thing, like you feel
very
it in
like
like
minty-ish.
a fume.
Well, no, that's what like absinthe is.
Yeah, but absinthe also is like medicine.
True.
Yeah.
But so our biggest hobby is definitely food and alcohol at this rate.
Okay,
so like we
nice.
definitely go out of our way for that. But aside from that, do we have any like collections? I have vintage camera collection.
Okay, yeah.
I have the Polaroid collection.
She has a Polaroid. Yeah,
collection.
so she has like a bunch of old Polaroids, like the ones that actually like are like accordion style and they flip open like that.
Oh, that's cool. What got you into that?
I just always liked Polaroids. I think aside from like a crappy little Olympus point and shoot that I got for Christmas one year, I think my first camera that I bought with my own money was a Polaroid.
Okay,
And so ever since then, it's just because I was like in high school and it was like that hipster thing of like Polaroids are so cute. And then it's just ever since then, it's like I've had Polaroids, bought in Polaroids. My dad, because he works in construction, he always has to like clear out apartments.
Oh, so
he
like,
always finds a
them.
crap ton of Polaroids too. So that's how
cool.
my collection.
Yeah, right.
Do you use them often too? Do you cycle through them, or it's just like
Because some of them don't work. That's the thing. I think valid. I have 3 that work. One of them works, but it's like it's not the a Kodak version. To compete with Polaroid.
Oh, that's a brownie. Are you talking about the brownie?
No, not the brownie. It's
the Land
Spectrum one.
She also has a Kodak brownie. If you ever seen one of those, it's like a
teeny tiny.
It's a box. It looks like this microphone.
It's like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that big. It's called a brownie.
It was called the vacation camera. So it's,
well, you have the holiday
one.
edition.
Yeah, the holiday edition, and then there's, but the predecessor. I also have the old predecessor to it, the
Oh, the
pull-out
actual
one.
yeah.
That brownie too. I had that one.
Cool.
That's like okay. So imagine a large format camera of the old school style.
The big accordion ones.
Yeah. So that, but miniaturized, and then that's the original brownie.
Oh shit! Interesting. That sounds.
And then
cool.
we have the 1960s brownie, which is the holiday edition one that we're talking about. And then that one's just a box. The only weird part about that one, it takes 160 or 140 roll film, which is rare. So it doesn't take.
Yeah.
I thought it was 120, and then I looked into it, and it's not 120. It's 160.
Well,
interesting.
it's if anybody has it now and uses it, they use 120 film, but they got the spool adapter so that it could.
Yeah, so you need a spool adapter to use 120, or if you can find 160, which we did. If you can find one.
Is it more expensive?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
It's definitely more expensive. One
because
roll is
it's
like
hard
$20.
to find. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's pretty cool.
It comes in like that foil too, like fully wrapped in the foil and everything. Yeah, it's like one of those.
Damn, that's like cool.
Yeah.
And you guys have shot with that?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Because you know why we needed a second spool? It only came with one spool.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck.
and we
Okay.
keep getting
Yeah. To wrap around. Fuck, that sucks.
And for me, when I started photography, I've always wanted a film camera, and then I got a film camera, and then I have no sense of control whatsoever.
And that's where your collection comes in.
And that's where my collection came in. And then now I have like 6 Minoltas, 3 of them are the same, and then like I have
and they're all you use them or decoration pieces?
A couple of them are decoration pieces, so a couple of them you can't use, but the Minoltas I can use.
Okay.
So
okay, cool.
I have the SRT 101. It's like not even a 201, it's a 101. Like that's how far back it is and shit. But you know, I have like my Canon AE1, so that's just my go-to because it's just easy.
It's like a convenient camera. That one truly is everyday. Well, they all are technically.
Yeah.
The AE1 is just that one.
Yeah.
That you can casually take, and it just has everything, all the tools you need to take pictures with it.
Exactly. And then I would use my Minolta if I'm going to a sketchy neighborhood because God knows if the camera ever breaks or anything, it can be used like a brick. Self-defense. What about you?
Those things are fucking weapons.
Don't you have collections? You have the vinyl figure
I
collection.
collect so many fucking things. It's like my hobbies expand from sports to things, and it's just like I like doing stuff. And I just get so curious. I guess I have like this thing where I fixate on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And then I get really into it, and then I get the stuff, I like do some of it, and then it's just like, well, next thing. Whoop.
I do that too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
We all do that because I do that also all the time.
I don't know what it is. It's just like, I guess it's normal. I guess like we're naturally curious. It just happens to be that's what it is. Some just happens to also waste our money, right? But the constant for me has always been vinyl figures and stuff of that sort. I've been buying vinyl toys like collectibles and shit like that since like young. Since I was like 5, we would just have some for display, or I would have toys that I wouldn't play with that I would just keep because they're cool. And then there had trashed ones that were just like, these are the ones I play with.
Yeah. And just for everybody at home, because I've asked you the same question. It's like these are not Funko Pops. These are actual like other figurines of
these are
kinds.
like I'm buying like $500 like art toys and shit like that. Like these aren't regular.
Yeah.
And again, I can't say shit because I have an entire box shoved into the third room in my apartment.
Yeah.
That's just all porcelain dolls.
See, it's just like that. I guess like again, we like fixate on things, and it's funny because. Glad you said porcelain dolls. I have a big fear of porcelain dolls.
Yeah.
And I've told,
like, I've mentioned
over this. Which is so funny because you collect the vinyl figures, which is like not
it's
that far
essentially
off.
identical. And I always thought about that. The more I collect, like, there's a point in time where my room where I'm currently at now, I had over maybe like 1,000-something toys, 1,000-something like designer toys. So they were expensive. Yeah. And I would just like wake up and I'd just like look at them and I'm like, oh, I love my life. Like that was my joy. That brought me happiness. I ran an unboxing channel where I used to do stop motion unboxings. And it was doing pretty good. Like I would like get hit up by companies and stuff like that, and they were like, "Hey, this is cool."
Damn.
And then at some point I went through financial troubles, and I was like, you know what? I made a promise to myself that I would sometimes buy art toys every now and then, but I had to sell a majority of my collection. So now I only have like 6 toys or 8.
Damn, from 1,000 to 8.
Yeah. But I made like a lot of money, and I was able to pay up all the debt. And it was upsetting because I let go of some pieces that are never coming back. Damn. Like some of the ones I got because I was like I was Kickstarter. Funding this shit, and they're like, oh, you get special things, and never getting those back. And I cried because I was like so attached to these things because it's what I love to do.
Next time, sell your kidney.
I should and get all of them back. And it was insane, but I paid off all the debt, and I promised myself like as soon as I have money to spend for myself, I'm gonna go back into them. I'm gonna get my toys, and I might just pop open another YouTube channel and get it all started again. Like there's nothing brought me more happiness than that. And also, I collect vinyl records. I collect fucking vintage windbreakers. I collect Adidas stuff. like vintage Adidas stuff. I collect fucking.
It's like to figure out like what don't you collect?
It's so much shit because I just love the history of so many things. I used to collect sneakers. I had like a collection of maybe like 50 something sneakers, and then same thing. Like I started I started letting them go.
But those are easier to let go. I feel like.
Yeah.
There's an entire store in the mall that's just all
there's
of those.
A couple.
Yeah.
Because I loved my favorite shoe is gonna be the Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
Like that's just I feel
Classics,
like it is the most classic kind of Nike shoe, but like I love that style over all of them.
Absolutely, they're they're nice. You can't go wrong with them. No,
I know. Well, I know she doesn't, but like
it's an attachment.
But even then, we went to the store and it's like it's like $600 and it's like $400, $1,000. Some of them were like $2,000. I was like, okay, no, this is getting ridiculous. Yeah. So it's like some shoes I don't understand, but I guess it's because like the amount that is in circulation, it's like that.
It's the amount of circulation and the story behind the shoe that I kind of
because I know each one has like their own kind of.
Like the colors are for a specific reason for this one time in this one event in that 1 year.
Yeah.
And they wore that, and that's why we're doing this. And it's made of special leather and
different. But at the same time, it's like there's also like certain things if you apply that kind of logic to other things like cars.
I love cars.
Vintage it doesn't
cars,
always work the same way. So with vintage cars, it doesn't always work the same way. So it's like we're having this discussion about my car because I have a Volkswagen Beetle, and we were kind of joking because I barely drive it, so it's gonna be in mint condition by the time it can be counted as a classic, right? Yeah. And the funny part is it's the classic edition of the Volkswagen Beetle, so it has It has like the switches for the lights. It has like an actual key. It doesn't have like the key fob.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I was coming from a 2005 Camry and I was like, I don't like this advanced stuff. So
okay.
And I'm over here with like push to start, fuel injection, and like.
But like my whole thing with like we were talking about it, and then we got into the conversation of like other cars, and he was saying, well, like not necessarily your car is going to be worth a lot because you have this special edition of this car, so people might not want this special edition. So if anything, it could actually probably hurt you if your car is a special edition version versus one of the standard the milk cars. But I'm also like, with sneakers, I'm like, it's the opposite. The more special it is, the more money it goes.
But it also depends on what the buyers are looking for. The difference is, at least with shoes, I guess it's like, I don't know, those are cheaper than a car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can be up to a certain point. There are some shoes that are just as expensive as a car.
No, and there's such a distinct thing too.
But like I was gonna say, niching of certain things. Yeah. It's like for some things it's beneficial. For other things,
like it's also gonna be like the year and stuff. Like if I hear 2017 Beetle, I'm going to expect a push to start. I'm gonna expect like maybe leather seats and like all this other jazz, and because you have the classic and I hear 2017, that's the part that's like the year doesn't really match up the style.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? But if it's like you have somebody
popular of the versions, there's a lot.
I don't know, because my dumbass would get the Dune real quick, because the Dune is like the cracked out version, like the one where they put a motor that's way too big for the car, and they like.
I mean, to be fair, my car already has a motor that it should not have.
Well, it is the original racing car.
Yes.
But interesting. Yeah, I guess I could see where that. Like the whole sneaker thing is very, because it's also a reflection of you, because personally a lot of people tend to buy these things to wear them and to show them off, match them with their whole fit so they can truly express themselves. And I guess that's the case, like that's where I would probably spend a little more money into it. Best way I could put it, like I have these shoes that I spent like a year looking for. Found them, Adidas Superstars from the 35th anniversary collection that came out in 2007.
Yeah.
And they were called barbecues because they were the superstars are patterned with a picnic blanket, and then the stripes have the utensils, so they have a knife, spoon, and fork on the stripes.
Nice. So it's gingham picnic table.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the back of it has a walrus, a trefoil, the Adidas logo, and then it has a barbecue on it. Like it has a grill.
Well, what does the walrus have to do with anything?
It's part of the collaboration of the Upper Playground.
Because I think the other company symbol is the walrus, right? Yeah. So it's just
so they did that together, and then the back of it, the heel tab says barbecue on it, and I was like, I needed those, and there's only like maybe 200 of them in the world.
Damn.
And I got them for $90, and I was like,
maybe I should
those
ask
are my
you to try and find this pair of Adidas that I've been looking for.
They're not even that special. It's just a tie-dye pair of like Ultra Boost.
But like I haven't been able to find them
Go
anywhere
to
else.
go to Flushing. Those are
Was
probably
it tie dye?
Locker.
Wait, was it tie dye or was it the pink ones?
No, the pink ones they have everywhere. It was the tie-dye ones.
Okay, there
They
you
were
go.
probably were they for Pride? Do you know?
No, it was
We
like
just saw them in Foot
it was
Locker.
it was for spring. It was women's only, and it was around spring. It was like 2 years ago, and I remember debating.
It was right before COVID.
Yeah.
It was before COVID. So the spring before COVID.
I'd recommend checking like the outlets. The Flushing outlets is sometimes when I miss big releases at the Adidas store I used to work at when I used to miss them. I just go to the outlets because they would always have them super stocked and they would have them 50% off with my discount on top of it. Yeah. And you tend to find like all the stuff that you miss out on.
I mean, we've done the outlets though, and it's not there
Nothing.
either.
The one in Flushing too. Flushing gets like
we
the
haven't
most.
done the. We haven't done the Flushing out.
Dude,
wow.
Flushing gets the heat, and that's where I go when I
wanna-
miss a collab that I wanted. I go to Flushing because guaranteed they have it because no one buys them.
You see, I'm too plain for this. Like, I kind of want to get into it, and I'm afraid to, but I'm like,
It's a rabbit hole, dude. Once you get into it, it's money gone.
But it's like I'm like I'm wearing a plain ass shirt. Like I don't really wear kind of vintagey stuff or kind of like fashion forward stuff or anything like that. So it's like
I get that though.
It's like sometimes I want to, but then at the same time I'm like,
It's money.
It is money. I'm a very like
like that's my habit. My habit is being like really plain with my clothing.
yeah, which is understandable. Sometimes it's just the best. It's the comfortable thing.
Yeah,
and I like that.
That's a different
Yeah, I only started wearing colorful shirts doing the podcast because now we do YouTube. I'm like, I don't want to seem like I wear the same thing because I technically do because I have only like 4 black shirts.
Yeah,
and I have like maybe black shirts with designs on them, but I wear the same 4 black shirts.
Yeah, so do I.
And I have so many track pants that it always looks like I'm wearing the same pair of track pants.
Nobody sees our legs.
Yeah, no one sees it. And then it's like the only thing that's ever changed about me has always been my sneakers. So one day I'm wearing the barbecue sneakers, next day I'm wearing Kermit the Frog Stan Smiths, next day I'm wearing like fucking superstars that have beads on the stripes instead. Like
what?
I have so many sneakers that people have never even heard of, and people are just like, "What the fuck are those?" And it's like it's so nice when people recognize too, because just the other day I was at what was I doing? I was at CVS by Fresh Meadows, and some lady was passing by, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're superstars," and I was like, "These old things."
Oh my God.
I posed up and everything. I'm like, "Oh, these." You know, like did my little thing, and she's like, "Those are so nice. Where'd you find them?" And I'm like, you could probably find them on eBay for maybe like 130. They came out in 2013. They're the Nego Superstar 80s, blah, blah, blah. And I gave those. She's like, "Oh my God, what are the designs?" And I'm like, it has all the vintage Adidas logos like printed on it.
Nice.
And I was just like, yeah, it's just like.
Which the logo hasn't changed that much.
No, not really. It's just like that one is just like more spelled out Adidas logos when they used to put like graphic tees and shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I really like those a lot. And I think I might have to find a new pair just because my pair is done. Because I started using them for handball.
That's another reason why I don't want to collect shoes is because
I guess because
I wear them until they're done. Like now, if you look at my Vans that I'm wearing right now, there's a big ass hole.
I've seen them.
There's a hole on the side, and I still wear them every day.
Yeah. It's like,
So
I get that too. That's like the biggest concern everyone gets when they're like, "Aren't you scared of your like?" So you're thinking like, when I first started collecting, I never wore. I bought beaters, and those are like just regular Stan Smith, regular Superstars or Vans. Those would be it, and then I would only pull those out on like special occasions.
Yeah. I have those shoes now. That's how I have my shoe collection.
Yeah. It wasn't until the pandemic hit that I was just like, I was staring at like all the sneaker boxes, and I was like, I love these things. Why wouldn't I wear them until they're fucked up? Because that shows how much I appreciate it.
That's why I don't understand the sneakerhead culture, because it's like people buy them and then they don't wear them. They just put it in a box and stuff, or like they
it's called dead. Yeah, that's like dead stock.
It's the equivalent of
like
buying art, and you don't. It's more like for the appreciation of it.
I suppose, but it's like, I guess because it has a utility to it,
it's
that I'm like,
kinda
this is stupid.
It's a shoe. Like, put it on. Yeah.
It'd be like as if I paid like $1,000 for a frying pan and put it on my wall. Instead of using it. I'm like, why did I spend the money for that?
You don't want to get rid of the non-stick stuff on it. Come on. Like, but I get where you're coming from, too. It's kind of like one of those things, but I guess that's yeah, you're right. It's such a niche thing, and like the hobby thing is just.
It's like some of them are too expensive.
It's like I don't understand it because it's in a modern day context, but I would understand if it's like from a historical context, like historical clothing. Like you're not gonna wear historical clothing, but at the same time, I'm just like also it's like clothing is made to be worn and stuff. Like if it like as long as it because like most of these things don't have historical meaning. Like they do a new drop every couple months. Like at this point, it's like it lost all meaning. Versus I think when we were kids,
also it is true.
It'd be like a very occasional drop, and it would be like super hyped up.
The thing about it is like they also bring back such old colorways that it kind of like keeps on breaking away how special the original one was. Like OG colorway, and then they're like, hey, 2011 OG colorway, hey, 2015 OG colorway, and then it's kind of like, well, how many OG colorways are gonna do before I stop caring? Like, at some point, I just don't care anymore, and that might have been the thing that transitioned for me. You might be right there. It's just like they're clothes, and you guys keep on bringing them out over time. Then it's like I can replenish these once they fuck. And the thing is, I don't want to replenish them anymore. I just want to wear them.
Yeah.
And then
but that's the thing. So, but then the other thing with that is like that I was gonna say is that some shoes, like some people put them in the box and it's dead stock and they don't use those shoes at all. But then at the same time, like certain shoes, 10 years later, are like now 10 times more. Like
some of them view them as
like the Jordans that we saw. It's like these things are now rare, and since nobody wore them, it's technically mint condition. It's called dead stock, mint condition. Like now it's worth
and
even more
at that point.
Yeah, and then they become an investment.
But like that's what I'm saying. It's like how many of those are you gonna end up having? Because if you're constantly releasing something every couple months, the value of everything together starts dropping, and then because that's what I'm saying. Like those because they were some of the original releases, right?
Yeah.
But now, like, probably whatever is in the new collections.
Oh, you're talking like specifically new, because like part of the sneakerhead collection is still like the vintage, like you have some of the
sneakerhead culture is always going to be like appreciation for the vintage stuff.
Yeah.
But then weeding out the new collections that are coming out now.
And then it's hard to figure out like which one is going to become the popular one at a later point.
But that's what I'm saying. Like after a certain point, like, and this happens with even in like fashion and stuff. After a certain point, if you're constantly doing something
different, then it's just not special.
It's not special anymore. But it's also like consumer attention doesn't go to it. Like they'll know the old stuff, but anything new after a certain point, nobody's gonna care, so it's not gonna have any value. So even if you do keep it in mint condition and you're trying to sell it 10 years down later, people are gonna be like, I don't care, because it's like
they came out with something similar to this 2 years ago, so it's like.
But I guess that's like the whole difference in like hobbies for everyone. What we choose to appreciate way more than other stuff. Like I get 100% what you're saying, and I probably wouldn't partake in buying any more sneakers at this point in time. Yeah. Because now I'm buying boots. And
you're like, hey, transition.
Sorry guys, I'm a boot guy now.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to raise my boot collection. I want to get like Thursday boots.
I didn't realize how good boots are when you put them on. Like I felt like a slut the day I put my boots on, and I was just like, I texted my friend. I'm like, yo, bro, I got these Chelsea boots. I feel like a slut. What we doing? Like, what we out to? I put them on.
Aren't you the guy?
I'm gonna show myself off to some ladies.
Aren't you the guy that tells us, I get no pussy? Like
I get none, bro. I'm just chilling. I'm a nerd. I'm a loser.
Oh, you have a loser as your profile picture. Oh wait, no, you changed it recently.
I changed it. I sold all of them, but I don't want to get into that. But
God.
Because I just that's another thing. I'm into investing stuff. That's like a hobby for me that I really enjoy.
So like Sophie.
Yeah, she felt it. I'm like so into like fucking crypto and like thing, and I love
I'm starting, and I'm getting into it. Like I'm trying to be more involved in it, which is hard at the same time because it's also just as expensive.
It is, and it's just like I don't know. Investing for my future is one of my favorite hobbies. Like I'll do stuff just for the sake of benefiting me like 10 years down the line.
Yeah, and then the stock market crashed like 3 days ago and you're like, fuck, I lost so much money.
Well, no, I didn't, surprisingly, because I didn't have that much money anymore in the stock market because I had it all in crypto and NFTs. And then
and crypto also went down too.
No, but I still came out positive thanks to all like the stuff that I was doing. Like with all my NFTs, I sold them for higher prices and people bought them. Yeah. Which I threw right back into the stock market. And now I'm like back in good with investments. Okay. So I'm like,
I'm gonna just start giving you half my paycheck. Now I'm gonna be like, go for it. Here are my account numbers. Do my shit. Like
I hate the investment NFT stuff because like I don't know. Maybe it's because it's like I grew up with the old school way where it's like if you think of investment or assets, you think of something tangible. Yeah. So it's like usually like jewelry, artwork, stuff that you can insure, and then it appreciates in value as it goes on. So anytime, because especially like it was after the whole GameStop thing. I'm like, this just shows it's a whole bunch of BS. It's just like
it's just like the consumers can control it too if they actually put their brains together. It's just
but I think like it's like specifically done so that financial literacy is so poor that nobody wants to.
Yeah, no one wants to do anything with it. It's kind of hard talking about.
That they're also all assholes and like.
It really doesn't. It's interesting because that's become like one of my biggest hobbies and to the point where it's almost like I talk about it so frequently that it's become like a habit that I have to like, blah 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 blah, and it's like, damn, I don't want this to be my personality trait. It's like one thing to have a hobby.
Get together, it's always NFTs and photography.
Yeah. Well, it's because like
because we love photography. That's our hobby. That's my life.
Our last episode was just straight up photography.
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time, it's like, but at the same time, that's how we met.
True,
we met on Twitter through
sounds
NFTs.
like our first date was at the
our first date was on Among Us on Twitter.
Yo, for real. That really was.
That was when I found out he lived like right here.
Yeah, we were playing Among Us on Twitter.
And I was dominating because my hobby and habits are being a good liar.
Yeah, because you said that, and it's true because he was like, oh yeah, this is my first time. I've never played this game. I don't know what I'm doing. Blah
and
blah.
And it actually was.
And then,
right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's definitely you or Infi who are like who are the imposter. And I was right like 80% of the time
I
too.
milked it
anytime
so
somebody
hard.
talks about Among Us, I think of that stupid me see who see they.
Oh yeah, me see who did it. Me see who kill you. Me yeah no. Yeah, everybody had a pronoun. Everybody had a pronoun in it. So it was like I, me, they, you. And like it was like funny. So it's like my thing is me, right? And then the other person is like or me see I kill him.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it was confusing.
So you killed him? No, not you.
Oh my god, it's that Rush Hour 3 thing.
Yes, exactly.
You was blind. What?
Who is he? He is me.
No, not me. You. No, he is you. Is you deaf? No, you was blind. Oh my god, I used to love that movie. Oh, that's another like thing. Oh, movies? Are you guys big movie people? Like
I used to be.
Yeah.
But
more TV shows.
I used to be like big into movies, and I used to be really into cartoons. But like I feel like this new wave of cartoons, I'm like, it's just, I call it stoner humor. And I'm just not into it.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I feel like there are some cartoons nowadays that have depth and weight to them, but it's not as much as before.
Yeah.
I feel like,
or even like the
but
comics,
I feel like you need to.
They redid Animaniacs, and it was just like, meh.
Yeah, it was pretty meh. Or maybe it's like, I always like to think that like maybe we just grew out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe that humor was exactly the same, and it's just like, because sometimes I do go back to older shows that I used to love as a kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't actually that funny now that I think about it.
Oh no,
Unless I like shut my brain down.
I rewatched all of the old Animaniacs.
We did Animaniacs. We rewatched Courage the Cowardly Dog.
So funny.
We
never finished Courage.
Yeah. That show is still as creepy as it was as a kid.
Courage still hits. I love Courage.
And then Eddie's also like when you rewatch and you're like, how did this get past all of the censors?
Definitely. No, but it is one of those things where I would say it's like a lot more. She's right. Like I would say it's a little bit more stoner humor. Because it's like, I don't know. It's either like too adult for a kid or like too out there to be like
considered.
Or it feels like they're pandering.
I don't know
that's
about
what
the part.
Animaniacs felt like to me, because like even back then they did have a lot of like adult political jokes.
Yeah. But
I felt like it was still somehow like, even if you didn't get what was going on, you got the joke. Yeah. But now I feel like it's like if you don't know what's going on, it feels kind of like pandering to like political people. And it's like not everybody's into politics. Unfortunately, politics is in all our asses, but that doesn't mean like when we want to watch a TV show, we want to be hearing it all the time.
Like the same thing over and over again. Yeah, you're right. At some point, it's like that. Cartoons are supposed to be the escape. TV shows and movies are supposed to be escape.
Like I love regular shows. One of my favorite current shows.
Yes.
But then at the same time, that is kind of like stoner humor. If you really think like that in Adventure Time,
it's
like super random.
The Mockingbird and
I hate that show.
Really?
I loved regular show.
No, bro. And I was like, that would be enough to...
Mom.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Did you see the new show?
One, Big Mouth or whatever.
I love it.
Really? I don't get it.
Because you know why? Because I grew up on Family Guy and American Dad.
I also hate all those shows.
I grew up on that humor so heavily that to me Big Mouth is like part of. I would push that in the same category.
I grew up with those shows too, but I hated those shows.
I never really liked Family Guy or American Dad that much until I was like maybe in high school, that I started like, oh, this is funny. And then
for me,
after high school, I was like, no, not anymore.
Since like sixth grade, I've always been a Family Guy fan.
Oh, go.
Like I stopped
I was
after.
a Simpsons dude. I was specifically
like
a Simpsons in Spanish, dude.
Okay.
If it wasn't in Spanish, I didn't find it funny. But as soon as I heard it in Spanish, it was hilarious.
Now, for me, it was Family Guy.
Okay.
100%. No, I had to think about it. There's another show, and it's slipping my mind right now as to what it was, but...
American Dad?
No. It's...
Archer.
Archer was a good one, too.
Archer is
I
funny.
liked Archer. No. I will come back
Bob's
to that one later.
Burgers is funny.
Okay,
like
Bob's
Bob's
Burgers
Burgers.
I actually don't find that funny.
Really?
Yes.
You know, I find it
It's
funny
too
because that's
dry.
how I joke with my friends. So it's kind of like, I was explaining this specifically. Me and him actually had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, the difference between most shows like nowadays and Bob's Burgers is the fact that it just sounds like actual conversation is happening
Yes.
between people. And it's kind of like, as opposed to waiting for the one person to finish and then talking afterward, it's like them arguing about the same topic. And they're like, the bird fell. Well, why did the bird fall? And then they just start going like, the bird fell because, you know.
And then you have Tina trying to...
Yeah, and then like, and there's like so many like layers of stuff. And it reminds me of like, because, what was his name? H. John Benjamin was in Home Movies. Did you watch Home? That was a
Wait,
great...
Home Movies? Which one is that?
He was the coach. He was like that really...
The coach, right?
He was Coach
okay.
McGurk.
I thought I thought it was called Home Videos for some reason, but it's
might
Home
be
Movies.
Oh, okay, I was about to say...
We're talking about the really shitty drawing cartoon.
Yeah.
The guy had like a really long nose. And yeah, okay.
That
and he
show
had his fat friend in the...
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And that was almost the same thing because they had
that
conversation.
that was another one that I liked.
Dude, yeah. Oh my God. Coach McGurk was like my favorite character. He's the
but
voice
he's
of
the
Bob
same-
was doing him.
Yeah, but isn't he also the same voice as Archer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's all the same dude.
Yeah, it's all the same dude. And it's like, he's just like, any show that he's a part of really is just conversation happening.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's funny to me because it's realistic because when I go home, me and my friend are probably going to argue about what science fiction is. Like, that's
Oh my god. Hold on. Sorry, I need to cut you off.
This is a whole tangent now.
Sorry. This is something that I ended up overhearing at work. So, on the other side of the office, which is where...
Oh, I already know what this is.
They were having a conversation about genres or something.
Yeah.
And the phrase, Harry Potter is science fiction, was stated. And I wanted to die.
Harry Potter, my favorite science fiction.
Yeah, that's literally what she said. It was science fiction. I was like, ma'am, it is modern fantasy.
Right. That's fucking funny, though.
I was like, the only thing I could think that you could be like, it's sci-fi, is the flying car, dead stop. That's it. That's the only part of that entire thing. But yes, the moment you said that, I thought of that, and I almost had like a hemorrhage from like trying not to say. But this is also the same person that when they were was arguing with another coworker about traditions and stuff, and I don't remember what she said, but she said something along the like Christmas is the only Christian holiday that doesn't have pagan roots. And
but it is pagan.
It's all pagan roots. And then they got into the topic of paganism, and then she was like, "Oh, Egyptian mythology is not paganism," and I'm like, full stop, wrong. I studied mythology for freaking years, which is one of my hobbies, and I was just like, wrong, full stop, wrong. And so I literally went to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, read out the definition, and she said, "No, well, that's wrong."
Oh, the
And I was just
classic.
So yes, when you said that, that automatically popped in my head. It's like the rage of that moment.
I'm curious, how often do you guys pick up hobbies, and do you still do it often, and how many do you discontinue?
I feel like I cycle back and forth between
them?
my hobbies. So it's like I've gotten recently back into painting, which is a big hobby I had through high school.
But it's
also I don't have the time to do a lot of this stuff. That's also what it
I
is.
feel like that's a big contributing factor in like a lot of people's hobbies. It's time, and I always viewed hobbies as one of those things like to decompress.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, damn, time takes it out. We no longer can decompress, and it's very hard, especially nowadays. Nowadays, it's hard to get free time.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much going on. 9-to-5 job, then you gotta work on a side hustle because we're trying to make it, and then you gotta hit here we are with a podcast, and then we gotta hit the gym, and then we gotta have we have to have like at least an hour of fucking off and doing something.
Yeah.
Like just talk, like just stupid shit, and then it's like so.
We're
Many
adults.
things what have you guys lost hobbies in the process that you can't go back to because of these things,
Yeah.
that we cannot go back to?
or that you guys haven't been able to go back to at all that you really want to?
Embroidery is one of the ones.
Embroidery,
for me.
okay.
I did
Music.
a lot of embroidery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's literally because the only hobby that I keep regularly is like reading.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things I can do on my commute and stuff.
Right.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the only one that I've been able to keep. Everything else is like sporadic. It comes and goes, and I'll pick it up every once in a while. But yeah, it's just because I commute. It takes me an hour to commute into work, and then it takes me an hour, more than an hour, because I have to wait for the train schedule.
Right.
So
it makes sense that you can like merge it in there, like.
Yeah, it's the only thing, and like I can do it on my break too, but everything else is just I can't really do. I mean, I could take my embroidery with me into work and do it during lunch. My aunt does that, but I'm just like, it's gonna get messed up.
And it also doesn't feel like too comfortable being in a work environment and doing it.
And doing it, yeah, because especially in my office, like we don't have a break room. Everything's like open platform, and then we have like 3 conference rooms.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's
it's
nowhere I
like
can go to do it and not look weird.
I used to crochet in my office. Like whenever I had free time, I'd just be like, pull it on, just make a block. I wasn't good at it. I just enjoyed the process of it, and it just made me happy.
I tried to pick up crocheting too, but I was like, my fingers hurt.
You also tried looming.
Oh yeah, looming. Weaving.
Oh,
I tried to do that, but I didn't like it too much.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like looming looks complex. I don't.
It's pretty simple. It's like. I don't know. I didn't like it too much.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of my things are generic. I like cooking. Cooking is definitely one that I want to get back into. And then the other one is music. Music is like my absolute number one. Like if I have to redo my whole life and I could rework everything, I'd definitely do music and just forget about what my family says growing up, and I would have done music from the start. And definitely play my guitars way more often, learn more instruments, do more things with it. But now I don't have time, and it's too much noise, and my family's gonna complain, and my dog, wherever the hell she is, she's just walks away from me. She doesn't love me when I play music.
Really?
I suck at it. Yeah. But she's like, "You suck," and then walks away.
Dips.
Yeah, no, but it's like yeah, and also I don't have time. So like between, as you said, like work 9 to 5, I come home, I edit these videos.
Yeah.
I do my own personal videos. I have the photography stuff. It's like
Right. It's just like a lot.
Yeah, and then it's like also it's just like now for everybody at home, we signed up for a Tough Mudder. So in September we're gonna die. Yeah. So now we have to exercise. We have to work out.
Conquer. We're gonna beat this, dude. I'm excited for it. It's like
that's a hobby, right? Because people do adventure.
Yeah, no, that
like
definitely is a hobby.
Yeah, they do it as like a hobby.
I don't know
like
how that's decompressing because you're gonna die halfway through.
I guess that's the adrenaline, like something like that euphoric state of being able to do that and say you did it. I'm excited for that aspect of it. Like the idea that I haven't been able to do shit because of my lungs anymore has put me in a state of depression and like anxiety that it's kind of like hard to get out of. But now that I've been at the gym working out, lifting, and doing all this stuff, I've been like very, kind of like
energized,
dominating my fucking lung.
Wait, maybe I missed the memo. What's with your lungs? Asthma or?
I got COVID last year and I was on the verge of death, and so basically I was in the hospital for maybe 2.5 weeks, machines hooked up and everything, and I was like out of it. And it was such a weird time for me because 6 months prior to that, I was jumping rope every day, working out every day. Then this took me out, and then they're like, you probably won't get your lungs back, or you probably won't be able to work out anymore. You like, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. Yeah. So it took me out, it put me in this state of depression where I was just like, damn, I can't do the one therapeutic thing I had going for me, working out every day. And then slowly over time I got better. I started forcing myself to do stuff. I was like, you know what, time to get out of this slump.
Yeah, I feel like with that kind of stuff, it's like you just have to take it slow and easy. Like I would have done what was actually recommended to me, because it's like I've always had crap lungs and stuff, and like I have weak musculature and stuff. The swimming was recommended to me.
Swimming's awesome
because it's very easy, and it's like you can also just like float, but it's actually a very intense workout. But it doesn't put as much strain on your lungs if you're not going crazy intense. Versus like something like running, aerobics, weightlifting can do a lot.
Yeah. Maybe I should do that.
I'm over here doing CrossFit exercises at the gym.
Yeah, no.
I loved CrossFit. When I was in CrossFit, I loved it.
I did it once and I almost like puked from
Every single person that does CrossFit with me has puked. It's great.
I need to do CrossFit.
Oh no, I like tapped out. I was like, I'm not finishing this. I'm done. I was like, I'm never doing this again.
CrossFit is so bad for your body, but it feels so good.
Really? Why?
Because the way CrossFit works is that it's based on momentum. And so you're basically like wearing out everything faster. Is really the best way to explain it. Like, because like it's based on, you do a strength exercise and then you do something called conditioning, which is like that circuit exercises, but now you're doing it with like heavy weights and you're doing it very repetitive. And there's two different types of working out. There's working out to be healthier, and then there's just working out to work out. And then CrossFit is like workout to work out. So it's like this might be long-term damaging to your body, but you feel good right now.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like people in CrossFit for a long time either have really awful knees or really bad shoulders in both. Because it's like very intense on legs and it's very intense on shoulders.
Yeah, I remember you bruised your sternum.
No, that was different. That's because I dropped weight on my chest.
Yeah, but that was during CrossFit.
That's different, though. That was not even conditioning. That was just I had too much weight. I was bench pressing, and I just dropped it. That was it. That could have happened at the regular gym. That had nothing to do with CrossFit. That was just stupid.
No, I was just saying because it happened during CrossFit, so it's CrossFit's fault.
I fucked up my knee. I fucked up my shoulder. I fucked up my lower back so far. And here I am still. But
still
it's like,
kicking.
no, it's actually not good for the body long term. Short term, it's like it feels great and you feel like strong, but it's you're picking up heavy weight based on momentum. So you're forcing momentum on your knees and on your back to like throw the weight up. And then you have to like be even faster to pull underneath and then like grab it and like
when you're doing a snatch
or a snatch or a clean, but like you're using momentum, or like when you're doing it repetitively, you're basing it on momentum, or pull-ups is based on momentum.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that they're the ones who do the push-ups and like rope.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Rotation.
Yeah, it's called butterflies.
Which you're not supposed to do because
I've seen that. I think those are like really bad. Yeah.
So that's my point, but that's like a staple in CrossFit. That's like something everybody has to know how to do.
Well,
so
it's like I think the people who started CrossFit were not actual like
I don't know.
Professional trainers and stuff. They were just people that had it as a hobby and were like,
let's
there
do
you go.
And they're like, they paved the way.
Because I remember hearing some controversy about that because of all the stuff that happened afterwards. Was like people were getting their bodies messed up, and it was because it's like, hey, the people who came up with these like
I actually don't know about
routines and stuff were not actual like professional.
Interesting.
People.
I didn't know any about that. That's insane.
It's like the same thing with like those Instagram people who are like, I'm doing these workouts, and it's like when you actually look into it, I was like, these one don't.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like keto diets and things like that.
Oh yeah. The fucking
I
diets,
also just
dude.
but props to people who can like do proper diets and stuff, not like the bullshit fad diets, but like can do a proper and change their habit, because it's like I can't even do one habit. I've been trying to get into the habit of making my bed, and every morning I'm like, fuck this. I can't.
Oh, dude, the whole like building habit, like positive habits thing is so hard.
It's because you gotta force yourself to do it for 30 days.
Yeah. I think it's like the 21 is the mark, and then 30 days it's guaranteed. Like,
I can't. I hit 21, and then usually the time of the month happens, and I lose all motivation to do anything.
I was like very like with the working out. I've been working out every single day for the past I think this is the second month, or third month.
Yeah.
Second month. I've been doing it every day. But the only thing that hasn't changed that I've been trying to add to that is like eating healthier.
Yeah.
I do not eat healthy. I love to eat food like from everywhere.
You should have just a Ukrainian diet. It's a lot of salads, a lot of soup.
How I figure to do the best diet is just to not replace, but just start cutting out certain things.
That's what I started doing. Like this week and last week, I started just not buying snacks I didn't buy snacks in general, but stopped buying like in between meals. Like I would have my 3 main meals, and then I would be like add like 2 things in the middle. So I was just like, let me cut that out, because I feel like at this point I'm only balancing the same weight I have and I'm building muscle, and it's not really what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want that at the moment. I just want to go back to what I was originally, like 215.
Yeah.
That was like my walk around weight, so I was like happy with that.
That's where I'm at now.
Oh yeah? I see, that's my goal. I want to be that. I want to be there.
But like I said, it's just one of those things where you just got to cut certain things out. When I was like super fat as a kid, the 2 things that helped me lose weight was A, just cutting out soda. That was the hardest one.
Yeah.
And then B, when you don't drink soda, so it's fine.
No, I hate soda. I can't.
And then B was cutting out.
My body hates it.
Was just cutting out fast food in general. That was it. So once I cut out those 2, I lost like 40 pounds in a couple of months.
Damn. Okay.
So,
it makes a big difference.
Yeah. So just cutting out those 2, but keeping all the other food in, I lost 40 pounds, and I went to the gym every day. So just like cutting out fast food and cutting out soda, I lost weight. And then that was the hardest part. But then the way I think of a diet is you don't have to you know, you don't have to eat salads every day and soup and whatnot every single day. Like that would be the best option, but it's hard.
Like the quickest.
But it's
Yeah,
also,
but
like,
that's hard
here's
for
the
you
thing.
to do that one day and then do bad habits one day and then do
then
the other.
next, like it can't be a stark cold turkey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I go for the cut certain things out one at a time.
Yeah.
And once you get used to that, then you could start incorporating more of this, more of that,
Makes
and then like, you know, so that way you could kind of go down to your base and then start building up from your base. You know, that's how I feel about it.
But I think it's like I notice this a lot with Americans. Like if you say like, "Oh, I'm just gonna have a salad," like I say that a lot. Like I'm having a salad, but like an American's version of salad, and then like somebody else like a European or like Hispanic or some version
We
of
don't have
salad.
salads. What the hell is a salad?
I was trying to be nice and inclusive.
What
and
the
I'm
hell is a salad? Is that the lettuce and tomato thing that we put on every
God, that's-
plate?
Next to the big portion of meat.
Yeah.
Okay, but like an American typical salad is what a house salad, right?
Yeah.
So
Or a Caesar salad.
Or a Caesar salad. Those are the two, right? But like when I think of salad, I think of like the Catalina salad that I usually get when we go to Tip the Teapot. What is the name of it?
Swing the teapot.
Swing the Teapot. Or
Going back to our food hobbies since the
Yes.
beginning of the episode.
Or-
Circling back now.
Where it's come full circle. Or like traditional Ukrainian salads, which is like we have like a thing called the summer salad, which is peppers, tomatoes, cucumber, onion, and then you
It's
dress
like a
it.
full.
Yeah, that's like a full salad. Like I
It's
could
like vegetables all
It
thrown
has-
together.
yeah,
It's
just
really-
all that, or like
Can you knock the mouse to the side?
or we have like a beet
Sus.
salad and stuff. But it's just like everybody's like always like, oh, I don't want to have just a salad. I'm like, you clearly have not bothered to look into
Right.
what recipes you can do and stuff. Because I'm like,
True.
I feel like that's also part of the mindset of like what we inherited from like mainstream consciousness.
It's like a generational habit
Yeah.
where it's just like constantly streamed because we refuse to break out of it because it's normal. That's interesting. I never actually thought about that till like you just said that. What an interesting thought. I guess, yeah, we do kind of adopt a lot of that from media
Yeah.
because it's the forced habit that we get.
And then this one hates soup. He's like, I only have it when I'm hungover or sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I'm not a soup fan.
Not a soup
I
guy.
have soup literally every day.
But I think it's like because I'm conditioned.
Oh,
Because like, you know, sancocho is like usually what we have when we're hungover.
yeah.
And things like that.
I
rarely,
mean, personally, I don't have sancocho just because Guatemalan family would
Yeah.
have that. But like,
You know
I
what
get
it
what you're
is,
saying.
though.
I fucking like Mondays. We always have soup though. I love
Yeah.
soup. It's gonna be like 100 degrees, and my mom's gonna be like, "You said
that's
caldo
another
de,
reason why I don't like soup.
you
It's
said
just,
caldo de res," and I'm like, "Yes, but no,
It's hot.
fuck."
yeah, that's another reason.
I,
It's
I
like,
like regular like chicken soup, chinaki, which is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a flour-based soup,
Ooh, interesting.
bean soups,
Yeah.
split pea soups, lentil soup.
Oh
like,
my God, lentil soup, yeah.
meatball soup. Like we have so many damn soups, and I'm just like, why does nobody like soup? And then I realized I was like, oh, because Americans just think the two soups are chicken noodle or tomato.
Yeah.
I love
I
tomato
love
soup.
tomato
tomato
soup.
soup is
Yeah.
so good,
Oh
though.
my
with a
God,
grilled cheese.
dude, tomato soup.
That grilled cheese that I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's crazy? I would have never had tomato soup in my life had it not been for going to medieval times.
Really?
In elementary school. In 5th grade, they took us to medieval times, and I remember I looked at this red fucking thing inside of this cast iron bowl, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And they're like, "It's tomato soup," and I was like,
There's ketchup in a bowl.
"Yeah." That's how I thought about it. Like as a kid, and I'm like, "Ugh." No, it had the handle because no spoons, and I
Yes.
put it in my mouth, and I was like, my mind was blown, and I was like, "This is tomato soup."
You want to
Down
laugh?
that shit, down my friend's shit, took the turkey, like put it in it. I was like, oh, this
Another
is
one.
peak. Yeah, I wanted
That was
more.
me a medieval time.
I was like, fuck, this is amazing.
I think the funniest thing is I didn't have tomato soup until we started dating as
Oh,
an
really?
adult.
She there's a lot of habits that she has changed since.
Picked up from each other, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but in food terms, she's picked up a lot from
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have not picked up any of hers. She has picked up a lot from me.
Yeah, no, I think
The two things are
you eat slightly more veggies now.
slightly. But like,
Still, that's
I'm not
something,
as
right?
bad as one of our friends that he knows who he is, who doesn't eat any at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
I think it's awful that I only know him by that.
Not because like I own one of his NFTs. He's super cool. He's gonna help me on the portrait shoot later or anything
Right.
like that.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, sure. He knows who he is. If he's listening, I don't know if he listens. We should make him listen. But like,
Listen,
listen. It's like I'm going to Texas, right?
Right.
You know who you are. But
I want Texas barbecue.
that sounds good too. But no, yeah, for food you picked up a lot of habits because now you try a lot more. That's number one. Number two, you have your steak without any fucking ketchup on it.
If it was still my option, I like sauces.
Yeah.
I think that's also.
I like sauces too, but there's just certain foods that don't need sauces, and steak.
No,
good steak should be one of them.
No, because if it's done right, the sauce elevates the steak.
What if it's like a specially made sauce? Would you reconsider?
Yeah,
I will die on this hill.
I would no, but here's the thing: I would first try the steak
by itself,
have the flavoring of the steak, and then add the sauce, and then I'll decide whether to continue with the sauce or not.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's a very fair way of going about it.
Here's the thing, though: I grew up eating well done steaks.
Yeah.
That's another reason.
That is probably
Fucking
why
disgusting.
I love sauces so much.
Because the shit's so dry.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, now she eats medium.
I still
when
I
we
go
got her
at
down.
home, I still do a well done steak and still with ketchup. Montreal steak seasoning.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I'm salt and pepper, maybe garlic powder now, and then that's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
I keep it clean now. I used to put everything on there, now I keep it clean.
Interesting, okay.
I still remember that oregano steak you made me.
I don't remember anymore.
Do you know how
many experiments I've had?
Like I said, I love
cooking, so I would experiment very often, and now I have like 6 cookbooks, and Sophie ate 3 of them, so she's
really good cookbooks. Then it tasted great.
We need to make for him the French.
You want the French thing?
Yes, I want it. Of course, I'm gonna eat it. It was so good.
One of these days, you're gonna have to come here and spend like the day here.
Okay.
Because that's how long it takes. It takes a whole fucking.
What
day.
is it?
I don't know how to explain it, but it's short ribs. Yeah. So it's like squared ribs like this with bone in. Put into a
stewed kind of rib. And then we make it with the sweet potato mashed potatoes.
And it's like fall off the bone kind of meat.
I love
because
fall
it's
off
stewed.
the bone. Oh my god, that sounds good already.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you have it, it's. Really,
I'll just take your word for it. Don't even tell me. Just surprise me one day.
It's just gonna take it takes a few hours. It takes like 6 hours.
Damn, that sounds good. I don't
like
know.
we have to start it in the morning for you to have it at dinner.
Yeah, we did the mistake of starting it in like
3 in the afternoon.
Mid-afternoon, and then we weren't sitting down to eat until 11.
Yeah. The mashed potatoes took us like 20 minutes. That shit took us like a couple hours.
Yeah.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, because it's like, put it into the oven and then take it out, take out the bones, put it back into the oven, do this, do that, and you're like, or whatever.
Ooh, it sounds like a process.
It is a process, but that's what makes it fun too at the same time.
Yeah, the whole experience elevates the whole taste.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah, now she eats her steak medium and shit like that too.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm a big medium fan too.
I can't have rare. Our friends have it at rare, and then we went to that skirt steak place I mentioned earlier in the podcast, and they messed up our orders and like.
No, they didn't mess up. They just put 1 and 1 together. So it's 4 of us, and it was 2 rares and 2 medium.
There was only 1 medium because mine was pretty rare.
Oh.
So I ended up giving a majority of it to Alex for her to have.
I had the medium. I was fine. I was good.
And
I also have rare. I
tried to eat it, but I was like, it's so chubby and it's so bloody, and I'm like.
I don't think about it. I
don't think about it either. If they give it to me rare,
I just don't like the taste of it and the chewiness
the texture.
of it. I'm like, no.
The texture definitely is the giveaway on it, but I just like I eat whatever, so I don't really.
That's like a lot of like traditional like Asian food too. It's the texture, not even the flavor of it.
Like sashimi and stuff like that. I find.
No, I really like sashimi and
I do
stuff.
too.
But it's like the chicken feet and like the pig ears, gelatins and stuff. It's like it's because of the texture. I can't get past it.
I get that. I'm a very like.
As I eat meat jello.
Like I like jello things, but at some point, some days I guess is what it is. Some days I'll have it and I'll be like, my body will get like a shiver. If I bite something that's very too chewy, but I know it's meat, my body will just go like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, I can't eat this today, but maybe tomorrow.
That's why I don't like steaks that have like huge chunks of fat on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hate that so much.
I avoid that too. I like lean meats.
Yeah.
Except for the Wagyu.
Oh, but that's like...
The Wagyu is like 90% fat.
But it's like nicely melted into it?
Yeah, it melts into it.
But like you ever see it, it looks like it's
like
marbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like so in there, like when you do bite it, it's not chewy.
That sounds good as hell.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry now.
Damn.
Well, at least we already ordered food.
Yeah, but it's not going to come for another
But I guess that wraps up the hot dog portion of this whole thing.
Food,
Oh yeah, now on to the habits and hobbies.
Well, like I said, habits are so hard for me to form. I think it's also like what the difficult thing is, like growing up, nobody tried to instill in me habits. I always get yelled at that I didn't have these habits. Like another thing that I constantly, like my dad to this day, like rips me a new one all the time is laundry. I'll have like 3 months worth of laundry and I will not do it. And I'll just sit there until like I literally run out, and then I do everything en masse. And my dad is like, "Why don't you just do it every once in a while?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Cause I don't know." And then I won't fold it either. It'll sit there.
She does laundry, but it takes 7 to 10 business days to fold.
It takes a business month for me to fold and put it away.
Dude, no, I get you. I used to be like this. I'm kind of the same way. Like on Sundays we do laundry, whatever. Now it's been very interesting, but I love folding clothes because I turned it into such a game thing for me, where it's just like I love seeing my drawers organized now.
I love it too.
Before I used to be a very Kobe, throw the shit in the thing and then go away and then be like, who the fuck did that? And it's like, no, it was me. I'm pointing at the mirror. Who the fuck did that? Ugly, get out of here. But
The light died.
okay.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
But
God
like it
said,
would
let
always
there not be light anymore.
God is like, this has gone too long. Shut up.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Once you turn it, like, that's the easiest way I've been forming habits. I turn it into a game. Whatever it is I'm trying to form.
Yeah.
If I can gamify it, it works out. Like Duolingo, I'm on day 56, I think. But it's
we
because
didn't
it's
pass
so
day 30,
gamified.
did we?
No, we did do the 30, and then after the month, it like fell off.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like, it's hard though, because this is this is like the third time I'm doing it. But this is not, now I'm doing it with a different language. Because originally I started with French. Yeah, that's something. I started with French and I was like, this is fine. Je m'appelle Brandon. And like, je parle un peu de français and blah, blah, blah. And then it turned into like, I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
And then I stopped for like a month and I was like, no, you know what? We got to do this. We got to do this. Like, what if I learn the language and then I try to talk to someone like a little bit that understands it, like just a little bit. And it turned into like this fun thing for me where I was just like, okay, now that I'm doing this is fucking cool because it's not me keeping it to myself anymore.
Yeah.
That's
it's
why
me
we tried to
sharing
do
it.
it together because we wanted to use it to talk to each other. And then both of us give
We learned, are you okay? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Ça va? Ça va.
Ça va
Okay.
bien. Ça va bien. Oh, I love that though. But it's just that I read a book about building habits, which I think that helped me the most. And the same author wrote.
Was it like The Art of Not Giving a Fuck or like?
No, but I did read that one too. That was.
I feel like that was repetitive. After
it definitely was. I
did
liked
the
it, and I was
Kondo
like,
thing. It does not spark joy.
yeah, that helped a lot too.
That,
I read a book
really
on.
did help because
Yeah.
I realized I have a lot of I still have a lot of shit
Yeah,
that
you
I
do.
need to just get rid
Yeah,
of.
I feel that.
But it's bad that one of my hobbies is also like shopping because I love buying clothes. So it's like I throw out shit to put in more shit. But then it's like since we started dating, so when we started dating, I was 90 pounds. Same height, 90 pounds. And so over the course, I've slowly been gaining weight, and the past 2 years, I've gained a lot of weight. So now none of my clothes fit me.
Oh, okay, and it's like.
So it's like constantly having to buy them, and then it's like, but then I'll have like randomly a month or two where I lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap. And now I have to buy new clothes again.
Damn, yeah, the constant like cycling a fucking thing. Yeah, I think I'm on that. That's the only reason I'm buying clothes right now because usually I'm fine with what I got. So it's the same thing. Do you?
That's where I'm at right now. Like I gained too much weight, and now none of my shirts fit me. And so like I bought so far 5 or 6 new shirts that I'm gonna rotate for the next like 3 months.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the time we're ready for the race, like I'll be able to fit in my old shirts, which is the hope. I'm hoping here. But here's the other problem. My grandmother shrinks my clothing when she does the laundry.
All the time.
Oh,
and so,
no.
But here's the thing.
So it's like,
That's
I
why
feel
I'm like,
fat. Like, yo, I'm fucking fat. And it's like, no, your grandmother shrank the clothing. And then it's like, I had to confirm it with myself. So I went to the mall, got the same exact shirt, the same exact jeans.
pants.
And I was like, wow, it's still the same size and it fits perfectly. And they're like, confirmation.
And
I was
he
like, okay.
didn't believe me for like months. And then I finally got fed up. And I was like, no, your grandmother is shrinking your clothes because they're not washing them properly. And then, like I said, force him. I'm like, here, try it on. And he's like, oh, it fits. I'm like,
The realization.
because that's the one thing. At least like when I do my own laundry, I can't blame anybody if my clothes get messed
Right, accept
up.
yourself at that point. Yeah.
But yeah, I can't get into habits. It's so hard. And it's so weird because like you were saying, you guys do laundry on Sundays. My mom always did like cleaning and everything on Saturdays. But the problem is we always do stuff on the weekend. So I have literally
because it's the only day. Yeah.
We're literally at bookings all the way into July right now. Shit to do.
That's why I told them Memorial Day. I'm like, no, I need time. I need
the
stuff.
day.
So you want to do a podcast on Memorial Day?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Yeah. When's Memorial Day?
In 2 Mondays from now.
Yeah.
Next Monday. Not this Monday, but the following.
Oh yeah, I have off. Yeah, we all have off, right?
Yes.
Oh, sick. Yeah, we could do that.
Might as well just bang out like 6. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll sit down and just press record, and the whole day.
What we'll do is I'm gonna bring my laundry here.
Yeah, we could do that.
And
too.
we're folding the whole day on the
This is
podcast.
on the
Welcome to the
podcast.
folding podcast, dude. Oh man, building habits is I hate.
It sucks.
Love.
I
That's
hate,
what
It's like
I'm
I
trying to
hate
do.
life
I
thing.
hate being an adult. I don't know how my mom used to do it, and like she would have the house and laundry and everything done by like 1, and I'm like, how?
It's one of the.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
made me realize being an adult is literally just building habits. That's the whole like thing of being an adult. My 9 to 5 is my habit. We do the 9 to 5. We get home, and why are my fingers so spread out? Okay, I was just like. But like it's the whole process of being an adult. It really is just building habits because now we have to find a way to put everything that we're in, all of our hobbies. Full circle. All of our hobbies into habits that we can fit throughout our small schedule, so we can be content.
Yeah.
Like on the weekends, you guys are booked.
Yeah.
Like slowly building a habit to book yourself so you guys can continue having fun on the weekends after having a whole weekday of fucking work.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't even know what the fuck I do.
Eat a Korean hot dog.
I eat a Korean hot. Yeah, that's my new habit I'm building.
I'm starting to think that I should just hire somebody to like come in and do it. 'Cause
Just get a
it's
body
so
double.
bad. No, he's seen it. It'll be like I have a little
wow.
basket thing. It'll be hitting. I put it by my bed next to my and I have shelves, and it'll hit the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And the shelf is like 4 feet up from the ground. That's how much laundry I have.
Damn.
Oh, it's such a bad habit. And that's a bad habit.
I feel like when we move in together, if we buy a house or an apartment and it has the in-home laundry, I think it'll be
It'll be
easier.
so much
That
easier.
makes the difference.
Yeah.
That definitely makes the difference.
It's also that. It's like because for her, she lives on the 2nd floor, so she has to like go from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor, go outside all the way around the building to do it. And it's like, just that too
Right.
also makes it like...
Do you ever do it in like batches? Have you tried doing it batches like every week, just do a small
I
batch?
try to, but like again, it's the thing. It's like on weekends, we have
Right,
plans.
you guys are
Stop
booked up.
blaming me, damn.
I'm not blaming you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah, stop that, dude.
I'm just
The
saying. Like
reason-
this is
me
how
too.
it unfolds. But then it's like, and then I get home. My laundry room closes at 8.
Oh,
I
wow,
get home
damn.
at 7.
Yeah.
So that's not enough time to wash it and dry it. And then I get locked out of the laundry room.
And also her biggest hobby is sleeping.
Oh yeah.
So she'll sleep until 11 when
hobby.
I have to pick her up at 12.
And then I'll wake up and just be like, "Sup?"
Okay.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I wake up at like
Okay,
8 on weekends.
but at
But
the
that's
same
also not
time-
my thing. That's
Yeah.
also Sophie's thing.
Oh, okay.
So I wake up because Sophie tells me to wake up. Otherwise, I wouldn't wake up either.
But to defend myself, I also did used to wake up more because of Mimi. Now Mimi has sadly passed away, so there's nobody to wake me up.
Right.
But I also have horrible inside. I have a weird sleep rhythm. I wake up every 2 to 3 hours. I cannot sleep a consecutive 8 hours.
Interesting.
That's been my entire life. I've never been able, unless I'm sick or so exhausted
Yeah.
that it's just full shutdown.
I mean, that's just me every night. I go when I hit my bed, I'm out. I don't wake up for shit.
I can't.
Wow,
I've done
no,
everything.
I'm the opposite. Like I'm a brick. Like you could light the house on fire. I would never know.
Chamomile tea, melatonin, antidepressants that were prescribed to me as a sleep aid.
Yeah.
Nada.
Nothing.
It does not work.
And me, I'm just like pillow.
Just the immediate. Oh, that's so. So I'm kind of like that. I kind of fall in the category of, if I hit my thing, but I always have to wake up at 3 in the morning. Don't know why. My body naturally I don't even wake up like a normal person. I don't I just 3 in the morning. I get out of my bed and I go to the bathroom, take a piss, and then I'm like, why do I always wake up at 3 in the morning? Then I'm back out and then I wake up again at 6 to get ready for work.
Yeah, I don't wake up in the middle of the night for shit.
No.
No.
What the fuck? I
have-
wish I had that.
Sometimes
have
sometimes I
consecutive-
do, depending on if I drank a lot of water or something.
Okay. Yeah.
But she knows
I have a schedule. It is, and I'm not even joking. This is so stupid. It is what when I used to go to sleep at 9, it would be 11, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow. That's interesting.
And the worst part is now I say I don't wake up at 11 because I don't go to bed till 12, so that I wake up at 1. But the worst part is I can't, if I missed like falling asleep at 9, I will not be able to fall asleep until I pass that original time when I was supposed to wake up. It's so stupid. I hate it.
It's like, that's interesting.
I don't know.
Whoa.
I don't asleep everywhere.
Like
I was gonna say like I don't know that half the shit happens. Because I'm knocked out the whole way through.
Can't wake up after that. That's fucking...
Yeah, no, I don't wake up for shit.
Blessing and a curse.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't wake up at all. He's like hit me in his sleep. He's like almost suffocated me in his sleep. Does not wake up for anything. I almost killed
It's just a pillow over her
it
face.
was so hot. No.
Just like half knocked out pillow over the face.
He just rolls his entire body onto me, and I'm just like, I wake up, I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm thinking I'm waking up from a panic attack because I've had that happen, and then I realized, no.
Fucking steamrolled.
I'm like,
I am trying to cuddle her.
It happened last night too.
Subconsciously.
And he started complaining to me this morning. He's like, I couldn't sleep last night. It was so hot. I was like, you rolled over onto me.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't remember any of this.
My other favorite one is one time it's like he fucking kneed me, and then I'm trying to wake him up, and then he elbows me in the face, and I'm like, why? Why is this my life?
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't remember any of this.
Do you snore?
Yes.
Like a heavy snorer?
Do you think I know?
No.
Oh, yeah, I guess
it's not. It's not a heavy snore.
It's not a heavy snore? Okay.
No,
do you snore?
Yes.
Do you know? Okay.
You know what's even funnier? Sometimes I wake up and she's in the fetal position. That's how she actually sleeps.
Which is why my back is fucked up.
We're over here airing out
It's
our
probably
shit.
like PTSD from you rolling over. She's just trying to protect herself. Oh no.
As I said, I'm trying to love her in my sleep.
Yeah, clearly it shows. Given how she's in the fetal position.
I think the funniest thing ever was the first time we slept over at my house, and this was back when my cat was still alive.
Oh, yeah.
My cat obviously had free reign of the apartment, so he'd come in and out, and I guess I got woken up by something, probably Mimi, because he wanted water or something, and then he just rolls over, sits up, points at my cat, goes, "Gato," and then goes back to sleep. And I told him the next day, I was like, "Do you remember doing that?" He's like, "No."
No, I don't. I have no idea.
That's fucking funny.
But it's like, at first I was like, is he having a dream?
Now you know where my first language is, because when I wake up, that's my first thing.
I like it. But the other person who has a weird sleep thing is my dad. Yeah, I could have sworn, like, he'll have his eyes open, he'll be talking to me, we'll have a full conversation, and then I leave, and then my dad's calling me going, "Where are you?" Like 2 hours later, I'm like, "Dad, I told you, I went to this." He's like, "I do not remember this." I was like, "Were you sleep talking to me the entire time?"
Interesting.
Also, he has bad memory, so.
That's true, he does. But no, usually if he's actually like fully awake, he'll remember that I told him like, "Hey, I left." But like there have been a couple of times where I'm like, "Remember I told you this, that I was leaving? You looked at me, we talked about it, you said you were gonna take the car to wash it," and he's
sat
like,
down,
"No."
had a coffee, played chess. Do you remember?
That's like me when I'm asleep.
That's him
it's like,
now.
yeah, we talked the whole thing, you know, like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's you with everything though. I'm just like, remember this.
But my memory's also shit, because like after this conversation is
Yeah.
done, I'm gonna forget all of it.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's me at work too. They're like, "Steven, do you remember you did this last week? Do you remember where you put it?" I'm like,
no.
"The fuck are you talking about?"
No, with work, I hate it when they do that because I'm just like, do you know how many files, how many emails
You
I
go
go
through in the
through? Do you
span
think
of,
I'm gonna
like-
remember this one tiny file that I made a mistake on? I was like, I made a mistake, my bad. I was like, don't like berate me. Like, how did this happen? I don't know. It happened a month ago.
Right.
Like,
What do you want to
I'm
do
like-
at that point?
It's like if it was yesterday, fine, but like, I don't know. But like, it's like, "Do you remember where you put this?" What?
no.
Or even better is like this one's like, "Yeah, you remember that conversation we were having?" I'm like, "No." What conversation? When was this?
I do not recall.
She's like, "Remember how I told you about like this person did this and this and the third?" And I'm like, "Who is the person?"
And this is why I'm constantly regurgitating the same stories, and then he gets mad at me, and he's like, "Why are you like?" He's like, "Yes, you told me this." And I was like, "Well, I don't know, cause you forget everything."
That's a habit I should build up my memory. That's too much work and I'll forget
Just have
anyways.
fish oil. Just eat fish oil.
Nah, that's work.
No, fuck the brain, dude. It's all about the brawn.
True.
You keep going to the
Smooth
gym.
brain.
No need.
Oh
You
my
gotta
God.
keep it smooth
Yeah,
brain.
no need for wrinkly brain when you're big smooth brain with big wrinkly arm. That's all you need. Wrinkly arm.
I guess that works.
Yes. Not I guess it works. Just full aggro.
Oh, man.
Oh, you know what is a habit that he hates that I do? And it goes with the memory thing. I will start conversations in the middle of it. I will not preface it because I started it in my head, and then I will just start it.
Okay, interesting.
She's like, the house. Yeah, so the house was green. I'm like, what fucking house?
Calling back to a conversation, a house we saw 3 hours ago.
Yeah. That's fucking
We're on
funny.
like our 20th fucking conversation here. It's like,
Oh, but you did that to me the other day when we were going to the mall.
yeah, and I stopped myself before I even finished the sentence. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm doing a you.
I got bad. I was like, it's not at me. He's like, yes, it is.
I like that.
But it's so bad because even my coworkers will make fun of me for it. Cause
really?
I do it.
So it's like a super constant
I'll like
thing.
start talk. I also have gotten into the bad habit of talking.
Mumbling.
And I always mumble, but I say things during work, but it's like to myself because I'm reacting to a stupid email I read. And then but sometimes I I'm talking because I'm trying to get an answer to a question. Cause it started because of COVID, because it was only 3 of us in the office, so it's like it was the manager and one other person. So if I asked a question, I wanted an answer, and so now they're just like, "Are you just talking to random people?" I was like, "No, I wanted an answer." They're like, "Oh, could you tell us you were asking us a question?" I was just like, "Listen, you got to pick up my habits. I'm the manager. You pick up mine."
Oh wait, do you guys have like specific work habits
Yes.
that like you strictly are only at work and not at home?
Yes.
That you know it?
I'm way more organized at work.
I am hyper organized. Like all of my emails are tagged. Everything is like situated. I have a set schedule of how I do things. Like I come in, I turn on everything in the office because I'm the first person there. I make myself tea. I plug in my laptop and everything. I go through our general department inbox, sort and give out everything to people. Then I go into my inbox and go through all my snooze stuff and see what has come back, what needs to be responded to stuff, or whatever still hasn't come back, so I need to snooze it further. Do that. And then I start doing actual work. And then periodically keep going back. But everything is hyper organized, like tags, everything.
I'm gonna do the dynamic zoom thing where it's like she's like going on and just slowly zooming into my face.
No, I think you have a bit when you guys were talking about photographers or something where I started zoning out, and I'm just like, I don't. Oh no, it was about the cartoons where I was just like, I don't know.
Oh, when we were talking about a regular show.
Oh yeah.
I was just like
Mordecai and Rigby.
Still totally different.
They have a new show.
Another one?
It's like a more adult-oriented show though on HBO.
I don't have HBO, so I don't care.
It's fucking funny though, because it's the same dude and he's voicing the main character for the thing too. Fucking funny though.
Oh,
I'm a Rick and Morty
Russian
fan.
Doll. Russian Doll's a good show.
Russian Dolls are great. I didn't finish
you
it yet. I didn't
Did you
finish
see the second season?
Second season is even more trippy.
I'm like on episode 5. No, 4.
I just feel like the whole storyline with the guy was not necessary because it didn't make sense with everything else together. Because I thought eventually they were going to tie the two together.
Yeah. No, well, you spoiled it for me. Thank you.
It's fine. You'll see it.
I don't listen. She did it, not me.
No, I know.
All right.
Don't worry. You have smooth brain. You'll forget it.
This
by
is
the
true.
Yeah, I
I
was
will
gonna
probably
say.
forget it.
All
I
right.
think it's a good point. Or place to end it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming in on today's Habits, Hobbies, and Hot Dogs on the BS podcast.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us in for another episode. And we're finally getting sponsors.
Yeah, we have a sponsor. We're going to be
have a
reaching out to a few
sponsor.
more.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, right. Okay.
No.
Not that much.
not a lot of money, but maybe equipment? Question mark.
AKA listen to our podcast more and help us out.
Yes.
No, but if we actually wanted to ask you guys for a favor, we wanted to know if you guys had any topics that you guys want us to cover and talk about. Drop a comment, let us know, shoot us a DM or something, and we'll bring it up at a later time. And then this one is going to say otherwise.
No,
Somebody's
I was
gonna
just going to
definitely bring it up,
remember because I need this on video evidence because you agreed to do the period cramp simulator with me.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, great.
That's going to be a separate video. It won't be part of the podcast.
I'm probably going to shit my pants.
I mean, it's probably going to be filmed around when we talk about the girls versus boys topic.
But then that's going to be we'll figure this out, guys.
Yeah, it could be like a strictly YouTube thing.
Yeah.
No, that could be fun.
So we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit us up on our Instagrams that I'll try to put on the screen. If not, I'm at QO Photos. He's at Eggs Over Easy.
On
right?
Twitter. Yeah.
On Twitter. She's Animosity.
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 It was made to be a pun, and then everybody's like, "But you don't have any animosity." I was like, "I'm not. I don't show you it, but I do have it."
And don't forget to follow Sophie D. Corgi. So thank you
Sophie
guys. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Later.